welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day here, to another group of the FEL, the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 Polish Championship Group B. Of course, we were live 24 hours ago with Group A, and now we have returned with the final group of the group stage. Here we go. We are back. We are here. We have returned. Welcome, of course, as IVIP. With you and joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by these lovely tournament sponsors as well. Where did my plushies go, PAPI? Where did they go? But we're jumping in. We're jumping in. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live. The bracket is stacked. I say bracket. The group is live. The group is stacked. It's going to be a GSL format, a 4-player group. We have 3 Protoss and 1 Terran. We have Gerald, PAPI, Art, and Spirits all facing off. The top 2 will advance on into the playoffs to determine the best player in all of Bologna. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. Oh, it's the man of the hour himself. We talk about him all the time, PAPI. Yay. It is the Polish Protoss. It is PAPI. Hi, PAPI. Let's go. God damn it. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 3. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 3, not a best of 5. The best of 5s are for later on in the broadcast as we jump into our initial PvP. Oh boy, here we go. I will say Gerald, of course, is going to be coming in as one of the favorite players to make it out of the group, but you can never count PAPI out, PAPI. Oh my god. I also have to watch myself and not say the word too much before it loses all meaning. It might be too late by now. I can't. Every time I gotta hold myself back. I even just said it just then. I can't. God damn it. God, every time. Just then I had to stop myself. But regardless, so far 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener here out of our red Protoss player. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of our blue Protoss as well. So 2-gate openers all around. So far, standard openers. Yesterday, when it came to Cristiano versus Mana, we had a very unique dynamic where Mana was going for non-stop economic builds, non-stop non-stop cutting corners, and we saw Cristiano attempting to punish him and succeeding, and at times failing to do so time and time again. But here this time we have standard openers from both sides, so we're not going to be having that opportunity to go for these one-base all-ins anywhere near as much. So we're going to have a very different kind of dynamic here in this PvP, or in these PvPs tonight. Very different. But I'm here for it. I am ready for it. Let's go. So far, we do see the attempted delay here at the natural. PAPI, he will break out. It is going to be a Stargate open out of our red Protoss. Meanwhile, across the map, Gerald's going for the Nexus first. Okay, so it's going to be Nexus before Tech. Meanwhile, Tech before Nexus. So we have a bit of a divergence here between our 2 players. A little bit, as we do have the faster Stargate. But actually, Gerald's also going to be opening up Stargate as well. Going to be later, but with the help of that hallucination, he will confirm the Stargate of his opponent. And Gerald, he can open up with a Phoenix instead of an Oracle to shut PAPI down. Oh boy. Here we go. So far, PAPI, he is likewise in the dark. He has yet to scout, yet to confirm. He's moving out with his own hallucination. So they'll both swat each other. Here we go. The Stargate is on. Oracle is on the way. Ooh, he's opening up Oracle first before recognizing what's going on. And this Oracle should not really get much damage done, as he does scout, does confirm. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Stargate into Twilight Council. So not committing too hard here into Stargate play. Twilight Council does entail a Blink as a follow-up. And there's the first Phoenix, again, to shut down the Oracle. And the hallucination confirms that Phoenix production has begun. So it does get eyes on the building and morphing in Phoenix. Oracle moves out, and it should not get damage done. As there we go, it does move out. And we'll see if Gerald, I mean, again, he should be able to keep up. He should be able to maintain his economy here, but we'll see. We'll see if he can somehow bypass. There we go, Phoenix does move out across the map. Shout out to, of course, the FEL, the Fusion Esports League. As the Phoenix does barely miss the Oracle. Uh-oh. Yeah, it does miss him. Phoenix out of position, the Oracle does hit the natural, and damage is going to be done. This should not have happened. The Phoenix going into the bases here, and the Oracle does get probe damage, getting 1. Oh, just 1 so far. Okay, 1 probe does fall. Across the map, Phoenix taking some hull damage. Oracle backs off, and again, it's going to be on Gerald to hunt down that Phoenix, so hunt down the Oracle. So far, 2 worker kills. Not a bad start. Ese papi es malcriado, papi. Ah, true, true. Oh, no. Not like this. So we do have Gerald going for his own follow-up Oracle in towards the main, or in towards the natural. Last papi out of position, losing 1, 2 probe kills. Ay. Trying to keep up, and does quite a bit of hull damage. Not bad. A third base is going to be on the way for both players, and we're settling in towards the mid game. And again, this is kind of a game state that we rarely got last night between Cristiano and Mana, despite the fact that they faced twice in their own series. Again, it was a little more chaotic between the two of them. Here, this is what we expect. More often than not, getting to the third base, getting into a more mid-game scenario here with Blink, getting into Charge, getting into Archons, getting into more of a back and forth. As Gerald, he does move out. Here, Gerald moving in. His army is spotted. We can see PAPI is in position, does have the stasis trap as well. Throws down the stasis ward. And with that, his third base should be fine. Should be able to hold on. We do have some counter stasis traps here, so again, has to be careful as to how he does move out. Gerald setting up a counter attack as well. Well, speaking of catching out the Oracle, very nice catch. The Oracle does go down. Likewise, Phoenix into the main. Oh, nice target firing here. At a PAPI. Does focus on the Oracle. Gonna be zoned away. He does break in. And so far, we do see PAPI is keeping. Oh no, he blinks forward. It does blink in. Massive stasis goes off, and now the third base is exposed. And now we can go for the army, go for the army, go for the mineral line. Tempting, but alas, he doesn't quite commit, not yet. Yeah, as Gerald, he doesn't have enough reinforcements behind this, getting extra gateways, working towards a charge. And it doesn't quite push in. Doesn't push in, doesn't have enough at Epsilon to into the mineral lines. Getting a couple of workers. Nice damage so far. And we just realized it does seem like Gerald has been skipping warp-ins. He's been skipping warp-ins, investing into upgrades and investing into gateways. And that means that PAPI actually has a massive army to work with here. But is he going to make use of it? Is the question. Does he move out? If not, it's kind of a waste here. As Gerald is investing into another expansion. Fourth base on the way for both players. Charge about to finish. Supongo no cheese. Nada. No hay queso, papi. No hay queso. Está bien, no. Está bien, no. As if our stalkers, they do overextend, so a better catch here from our red Protoss. PAPI does shut him down. As again, we're just having a much more passive approach here, now getting in towards a 4-base saturation. Again, much more passive. PAPI is yet to actually be active on the map. So as you mentioned earlier, the higher stalker count didn't really lead to much here from the side of PAPI. Here we go. Gerald, he does reinforce. From here, Gerald, he does have the Zealot lead. He's got a massive amount of charge. Also, there's one Archon here for our red Protoss, only one. And I'm not sure it's going to be enough here. As also do charge in. The Archon holding its own. Yeah, nice choke point there. Very nice choke point. And with that, PAPI does shut down the main army. Not a bad fight. I was like, is the Archon going to be enough? I mean, with the force fields, it was. And with that, Gerald is going to be chased down. At the same time, so I'm making on the right hand side is going to be cleaned up for the most part. There's one Zealot left. And probes are going down. PAPI does have a supply lead. And now would be the time to push. He wins a fight. Shuts down the Oracle. Now is the time to break out. And let's go. Yeah, he's got the prism, he's got detection. Now is his time. Send it, Papi, send it. He's up 20 supply. We got a wall of cannons and shield batteries on the way. Ooh, the longer this goes on, the stronger the defense is going to be here for Gerald. Likewise, he does have the stasis trap as well. Papi's moving in. And does he spot it? Oh, ooh. Does trigger it. Does trigger it ahead of time. Diving on in. And he should have enough. Yeah, Papi should have enough here, especially with the help of the Archons. Archons, they just shut down all those charge slots. Stalkers are coming from behind, but there's nothing they can do. There's just not enough army here for Gerald. And Papi's gonna do it. He's gonna break on through. Again, bearing in mind this is a best of 3, so every game matters that much more. And even though Gerald's coming as a favorite player, you don't get more favor than Papi. No shot. Not on this channel, not on the CranKy Ducklings. And let's go. He does break through. We have a couple of reinforcing zelts. We have Stalkers coming in from behind. The Prism does survive. Warps in another Archon. GG gets called, and Papi, he'll take game number 1. Whew. GG. Does take the first game here. Again, he was able to have a really strong defense here. I mentioned earlier that he did have a larger army earlier on. I was concerned that he wasn't doing anything with the army, but Gerald pushed into him, which I was surprised by. I was surprised that Gerald pushed into Papi the way that he did at the 4th base location. Again, Papi had the larger army, he had the better tech, he had that one Archon as well. He took a much stronger fight, and everything just snowballed into a win from there. GG, well played. Gerald just overextending, and again, there was no need to be as aggressive as he was there. Gerald, he was teching, he was expanding, it felt like he was working towards a longer and later game. So for him to commit like that early on, I mean, he did lose quite a bit. And with that, we're now getting into our next game. We're going to be loading into Maganatha for game number 2. Whew, let's go. From here, we're jumping into game 2, and we'll see if Gerald can bring it back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. And once again, like Gerald, he's one of the stronger Protoss players in the European region, not just in Poland, by the way. I would definitely rate him quite highly amongst European Protosses. Papi less so. Like Papi, he's been less active. Again, Papi, he's pseudo-retired. He has not really been competing too much this year, only recently returning to laddering once again, now that there's been tournaments announced for Poland. So again, he's still kind of he's still shaking off the rust, you know, he's still kind of getting back into high gear, and it's looking pretty good. And there we go, spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. The teamless Protoss, by the way, the Polish Protoss, leading the series 1-0, it is PAPI. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Streamer Zone, the favorite player to make it through the group stage, but down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is Gerald. We go. Also, shout out to Gerald, by the way, as he is also one of the tournament organizers as well. Without Gerald, the Fusion Esports League would not be a thing. So Gerald, he's one of the big minds, the big brains behind the scenes here, behind the tournament. Also going to be competing as well, might I add. And again, I'm expecting him to force the ace match, right? As I mentioned before, like coming into this group, Gerald and Spirits, there are some high expectations for the two of them to make it through. But as we can clearly see here, PAPI and Arts, I mean, they're willing, or they can make them work for us. They can definitely punish them and maybe even cause some of those upsets. Let's go. We're here for it. Are here for it. As behind this, it is going to be a 2-gate opener here out of our red Protoss. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of our blue Protoss. So far, mirrored builds. And welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map in the map pool, longer rush distance by ground. I'll be honest, I do expect to see something similar here, where our players are just calming down and claiming their 3rd base, claiming their 4th base, building up. We'll see if either one becomes a little bit more aggressive here than what we saw in game 1. But now we have our probe scouts. Second pylon in the main base for PAPI, second pylon in the main base for Gerald as well. Everything looking normal, everything looking as it should. We have our initial double Stalker opener. Okay, so double Stalker out of Gerald, a Stalker Sentry out of PAPI. PAPI going for a standard opener, Gerald going for something more aggressive here. He can follow this up with a 3rd and 4th Stalker and rally across the map. So Gerald is going to have more DPS, going to have more damage output. Meanwhile, PAPI will have more scouting information with that Sentry. As the pylon gets thrown down by Gerald, he will block the expansion, he will delay. There's that Nexus. And meanwhile, the Stalkers are moving out across the map. He is moving out, and he doesn't reinforce. Okay, so he doesn't make a third and fourth Stalker, he instead expands. So Gerald, this is a bit of an assertive start, but these two Stalkers shouldn't really get much done. They can poke, they can contain, but they should not break through, they shouldn't get any major damage. The station does move out. Stalkers are getting quite a bit done here on the initial pylon. PAPI does have a force field. Oh. Does have a force field, has to take care. As essentially taking a lot of hits, a lot of damage. Meanwhile, another sentry has arrived. Pylon is getting low. So far, nice control. Oh, and Gerald, he will actually hide his pylon. I mean, Maganath is a very large map, so scouting and looking for proxies is going to be that much more difficult here. Twilight Council is done. Are we going to be opening up a Dark Shrine? Yeah, let's go. Show us the DTs. Show us the Dark Shrine. As the pylon is done, so is the Twilight Council. Blink is on the way. And up. Oh, never. Stargate. Okay. Hello. Who was doing this? Was it? It wasn't Gerald. It was. Was it Nightmare? No. There was a Protoss player that was going for these like offbeat and off-timing Stargates, and they actually were finding some damage here. I might just be thinking of Gerald, but this is a delayed proxy Stargate, and because it's so late, it's gonna hit at a really weird timing, and it's not in your mind, right? Like as the defending Protoss player here as PAPI, like he's not thinking about Oracle harass. Like he's scouting across the map, he sees Twilight Council, sees it researching. The most on his mind would be potentially DTs, but here he is expanding, taking a third base. Because this one Oracle can achieve quite a lot of damage. Here we go. Am I thinking of Skillus? Like, there's a player that would do this, that I recall doing this. On like Alkione or something. As double adept into the natural. Doing 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Very nice damage. 4 probes even. 4 workers going down. Oracle does come out and headed towards the main. Just headed towards the main base. 4 probe kills is good, but we're about to get even more. And again, there's nothing in the main. No shield battery, no stalkers. Nothing's in position. The army's at the third instead. PAPI checking for the third base of his opponent. There we go. Oracle does arrive and probes are going down. Another 3 or 4 probe kills, getting up to 5, getting up to 6. Oh, 6 probe kills, 10 in total. And with that, PAPI has a massive worker loss. So here, 11 probes going down. The Oracle has paid for itself. We have another Oracle on the way. And PAPI's just being torn apart. His own adepts are being called out. Gerald has an advantage. He's up in workers, up in economy, and soon to be up in army as well. PAPI, he might be forced into an all-in. We'll see what he commits to. He's still only on 2 gates though. Only 2 gateways. Just now getting a 3rd and 4th. He's getting an immortal count. But currently, at least, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Gerald. Again, the pressure's on PAPI to recover in some ways. We have another Oracle into the main, and there's still nothing here. No, there's nothing here. Pylon goes down, depowers the robo. The army is distracted. Oracle into said main base. And we can get even more economic damage. And again, the power of the delayed Stargate. Getting another 5. Oh, another 5 workers. That's 16 in total. 17. Yeah, 17 probe kills. The Oracles, they paid for themselves. Gerald still maintains a healthy lead. Now getting a 4th base. Now building up more gateways. Working towards charge. +1. And again, the soup does lie, currently. Once all these gateways finish, then it's time to warp in. Then it's time to overwhelm. Gerald breaking forward. Does catch a pylon. PAPI's supply looked even as well. And Brutal pick off on the pylon. You can see he's trying to take up in towards Archons. And Gerald is pushing. He's moving out. I believe he has a War Prism. Not quite. Okay, no War Prism. But here, now you can see the supply disparity. Just need a little bit more time for the gateways to kick in. And now it's go time. And we do see PAPI out of position. Zelsa peel off into the mineral line. Likewise, ooh, diving on the Prism. Prism goes down. The Archon's putting in a lot of work, but it's also going to be targeted. It takes down the Prism. The Archon trades with the Zealots. The Zelsa went from behind as well. And he won't break PAPI here and now, but I mean, behind this, 13 probe kills, 13 workers going down. GG gets called. That is game-ending damage, and Gerald ties up the series 1-1. Whew. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Gerald does tie things up. Again, a very solid game there by Gerald. Again, going for the delayed proxy Stargate, going for the off-timing Oracle harass as well. And PAPI, the last thing on his mind was Oracle defense, and the Oracles did game-ending damage. 17 workers, 17 pros went down to 2 Oracles and some adept harass. And that's game then and there. You cannot afford to lose that many workers to harassment. Not at this level. Not at this level. And with that, we saw that Gerald was able to snowball out of control, and now we're getting into the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Now, once again, just to reiterate, on Maganatha, it is more difficult to scout those proxies just because of how large the map is and how many areas there are to hide said proxies. So it's how much more difficult here, and we'll see how they can handle themselves as we load into game 3. It's going to be on Incorporeal. Interesting. So this is going to be another one of these larger maps. Another larger map, not as large as Maganatha, of course. But there are definitely some locations where you can hide certain tech. It's a little bit more narrow though, so maybe a little bit more difficult to hide tech. We'll see. But I'm sure after the last game, PAPI is going to be a little more adamant, a little more persistent, a little more aware to check for something like that. A little more depth at scouting. There we go. As we're getting into the ace match, we're getting into game 3, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? Can he bring it home? It is PAPI. Here we go. Here we go. As once again, we do expect relatively standard openers. I mentioned before that because neither player is willing to cut corners early on, we don't really expect to see too many proxies or one base all-ins, as there wouldn't be as much to punish. Would not be as much. So from here, Gerald does move out. That does poke in. Is going to be a 2-gate opener here from both players. So again, mirrored builds, mirrored openers. Both players right now, they're just checking up for the second pylon. So Gerald, he pokes in. He sees the second pylon in the main base. He confirms that there is no proxy, there is no all-in early on, or at least no proxy, I should emphasize. And likewise, PAPI should be doing the same. Going for a bit of a later probe scout. Dips in, confirms, and dips out. And out of position to block. Oh. At least he was. Yeah, it gets locked in. The downside of going for that later scouts, gets locked into the main base, and with that, this means that PAPI, he cannot pylon block the low ground. So he's locked in, sentry pops out as well. Probe is shut down, and Gerald, he can expand. Likewise, PAPI doing the same. Going for his own Nexus. Players are opening up. Stalker moves out for Gerald. And we're locking in. Oh, we have a take of choice, so Twilight Council out of PAPI, likewise Twilight Council out of Gerald as well. So both opening up Twilight Council in towards Blink Stalkers. He does head into the bases, so gets a full scout, does get confirmation, and likewise PAPI should be doing the same. Yeah, it does do the same. Does also scout, does also confirm. It gets eyes on the researching Twilight Council. Does get eyes on the pylon as well. So far, so good. Both just building up. And this time there's going to be no proxy Stargate. This time there's not going to be any kind of major economic damage that should be done. I say that Gerald has potential with these adepts. Of course, 2 adepts taking one-shot workers, and they are slipping in on the right-hand side. They're looking to slip by. You know, both players are going to be expanding. Ooh, as we do see Gerald's distracting. Does head into the base. And he's going to be blocked. Just barely. Shade is denied. PAPI keeping up. Interesting location when it comes to the expansion. So the advantage here of the linear third base that Geralt is going for is you have the high ground, right? You have the ramp here, you have the high ground. This is a much more secure location, I would say. PAPI expanding on the low ground here, he won't have that advantage. On the opposite side, I would say that there is a concave available here to push into the expansion. So a bit of a more difficult base to defend. Ooh, as they do get in. Yeah, they do shade into the main for 5 probe kills. Yeah, the pylon block was too late, and this is brutal damage. Oh, 7 probes going down. 8 probes! Oh, God. This time there was no Oracle, but the Adepts, they do critical damage. This is critical damage here at Gerald. He takes a very, very substantial lead. When behind Dark Shrine. And PAPI, he's behind. He's behind here. The brutal thing about a mirror matchup is that you have the same tools as your opponent, so losing workers like that it's just so difficult to recover from, aside from doing your own counter damage. Whether it's Oracle Harass, whether it's Adept Harass, whether it's Prism into the bases, or Dark Templar, something has to be done. Now, because this is so late though, and we have a hallucination coming into Scout, by the way, Geralt should have detection. Checking, yep, he already has the robot, he already has an observer, so DTs, they have less potential for damage. Just because the game has progressed to the point where now it's stated to have robos and have detection. Speaking of robos on the way for PAPI. And Geralt's now going for his Gateway Explosion, and he should be going for a timing here. Just like the last game, he should be going for, even game 1 actually. Every game so far, he's gone for this +1 charge timing, at times to his detriment. But he's going to be going for it. And it won't hit for another, minute or 2 minutes even. Waiting for the gateways to kick in. But it is going to hit quite hard. Now, Dark Templar, they also give a little bit of a way into Archon production, right? They do give an avenue into Archons. Geralt, he once again does rotate. PAPI, he has almost no map vision. He doesn't see the army. Pro's getting called out, losing another 2 workers. Losing almost a sentry as well. Trading blows. Yeah, more of a back and forth even trade here between the 2 players. At the same time, Zelda arrive here on the left hand side. To head into the mineral line. Stalker's in position. PAPI is keeping up. And here come the Warpins. Here comes a Prism as well. Geralt, he's pushing. We spoke about this. What does he have? He has charge and +1. The upgrades are done, and here comes Geralt. Again, he's quite committed here. For good reason. He knows he should have the lead. We're just waiting for the warp in. There it is. I did miss a warp in before this. But he is pushing forward. Shield barriers are not done. Gonna be targeted down. And we spoke about this area as well, how much more open it is. Zealous collapse in. Force Field's trying to slow down the army, but Zealous, I mean, they engage anyway. And the Immortal's exposed. The Immortal does go down. Zealous do a great job tanking. Oh, dives on the Immortal. It takes 3 volleys. Takes 3 volleys to bring down. GG gets called. Gerald, he breaks the 3rd base, and Gerald, he will claim the series 2-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Gerald, he will claim the series. He did come in as the favored player, of course, but a shout out to PAPI because he was able to hold his own. And I'll be honest, both Game 2 and Game 3, what won Gerald those games? The economy. The harassment, I should say. Game 2, of course, the Oracles did game-ending damage, 17 probe kills. That was critical damage with Oracles and with Adepts. And here as well, we saw the Adepts get 8 probe kills. 8 probes doesn't sound like a lot, but at this level, in a mirror matchup, 8 workers is everything. And that's why we saw Gerald's +1 timing there hit so hard, because he had a massive economic lead. We saw that PAPI, he was able to close, or he was able to catch up in workers, but he had to spend money making workers, whereas Gerald spent money making production, making gateways, reinforcing his army, and getting a greater army to work with. Again, every little bit counts there, and losing 8 probes like that, I mean, it's brutal. It is brutal. And we saw that PAPI's way to recover was to go into Dark Templar as well, but we saw that, again, there was detection, like the DTs, they couldn't really get anything done. They got scattered as well, so that's kind of comeback mechanic, or the way to come back in that game that PAPI had opted for, didn't quite really come to fruition. GG. With that, GG well played. With that, Gerald, he will claim the series, and now we're getting ready for our next matchup here. Remember, this is a GSL 4-player group. We have our first 2. Now up next, we have Spirit and Art also facing up. Let's go. Let us go and let's catch up on the group itself. And also, if you're a fan of PAPI, don't worry, he will have another chance to recover in this series. He'll have another chance in this game. Don't you worry. As bam, we are getting into our bracket here. Okay, so as you can see from the top, we have Group B. We have Group B available here. We have 4 players. We have Gerald, Spirit, Art, and PAPI. And we just wrapped up with our first series. Just wrapped up here with Gerald and PAPI. Does go the way of Gerald 2-1. Went all the way to the ace match where Gerald does take it. And meanwhile, we have our second best of 3, Spirit versus Art, in a Terran versus Protoss matchup. We're going to be going on a short break, very short, like a minute or something. When we come back, we'll have Spirits and Art facing off. And again, should be a short one. We'll see you soon. See you soon in a couple of seconds. Let's go.